new board member Jennifer and anybody that she has with her that wants to come up for the swearing in of a new board member.
Please raise your right hand. Do you, Jennifer Cornelius, do solemnly and sincerely affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States to the best of your knowledge and ability? And do you affirm that you will well and truly execute the duties of your office as a member of the Beaufort County Board of Education according to the best of your skill and ability and according to the law?
Welcome to the meeting. 3.1, approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. 4.1, approval of minutes. We've had them over the weekend. Anybody got any additions or corrections?
Do not. So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Special guest recognition of the Beaufort County Schools retirees. Dr. Parker's going to call your name, and Mr. Doan is going to give you a special prize. I appreciate all of y'all's, and the board appreciates all of y'all's dedicated service to Beaufort County Schools in many years and countless hours, even in this district, but at home also working. So, all right, Dr. Parker.
Thank you. From Bath Elementary School, Barbie Hagan. From Bath Elementary, Barbara Manning. Dawn Mason from Bath Elementary. And Paula Woolard from Bath Elementary. From Easton Elementary, John Cotton Taylor Elementary, Catherine Pfeiffer. From John Cotton Taylor, Amy Boyd. From John Cotton Taylor, Mitris Cobb Summers. From John Cotton Taylor, Sanford Dubose. From John Cotton Taylor, Phyllis Satchel. And from John Cotton Taylor, Amanda Taylor. From John Small Elementary, Connie Alphin. From John Small Elementary, Charlene Daly. From John Small Elementary, Patricia Patterson. From Northeast Elementary, Jeffrey Winley. From Northeast Elementary, Martha Gerganis. From Northside High School, Pamela Mishak. From P.S. Jones Middle School, Emily Kleindienst. From Southside High School, Pecoria Bryant. From Southside High School, Janet Rodman. From Southside High School, Aaron Lewis. From Southside High School, Angela Moore. From Southside High School, Christina Petty. From Washington High School, Cindy Edwards. From Washington High School, Elise Statz. From Washington High School, Mary Beth Williams. From our Student Services Department, Cynthia Mills. Our Maintenance Department, Gary Harvey. From our Maintenance Department, Milton King. From our Maintenance Department, Danny Yost. And from Central Services, Brenda Woolard.
That's it. Everybody give them all a round of applause again. And if y'all want to go to dinner, you're welcome to stay. If you want to stay for the rest of the meeting, fine. If you want to slip out and go to dinner, fine, or whatever.
You're retired, you can do what you want.
Yeah, you're retired. You can have fun, enjoy life and grandkids.
You can do whatever you want to do. Yeah. That's what retirement will do to you. They gone now.
I think maybe we should quit telling them that.
What?
Put that they're retired. Go ahead and have a QR code up for volunteer hours.
Yeah.
Let 'em go eat.
Proctors and stuff like that. Go ahead and get them committed.
All right, we'll start moving along. 6.1, 26, 27, potential capital projects. Mr. Doan.
Yes, sir. I just want to update the board. You have two attachments. One is the, I'm going to call it the regular capital list for 26, 27. The other one is the capital list that I believe that we can apply for lottery funds. There's no changes to the one regarding lottery funds. The only difference to the regular capital list, or local capital list maybe is a better way to say it, is that I have updated it with the number from the county manager that we expect to receive in the budget. That our total, if you flip to the very last page, just for your information, our total request on this sheet alone is $2,992,800. Now, that's assuming the other almost $2 million is approved in lottery funds. Your overall capital wish list from all of our schools and all the different departments totals over $4 million. But we're hoping that we can get about $2 million from various lottery funds, and then $2 million from the county. I believe the allocation will be $2.3 million, or $2,390,584. That leaves us a difference of $600,000, approximately $602,206. So what I would ask the board, just something to think about. This is not an action item because we can't start spending money until we know how much money we actually have. But if you look at the very first item on the front page, it asks for a new annual request for all school sites, excluding, of course, Washington Elementary School, to parking lot repair and resurface of $500,000. We have in the lottery fund, the parking lot that had the most attention was Northside High School. That is in the $250,000 to repair it, is in our lottery request. So if we don't receive any more money than we expect to from the county, and if we had to cut $600,000 to basically take care of every single thing on this list, then something to think about would be let the lottery pay for Northside High School paving this year, take the $500,000 that we're going to put in our request, put it to the side. We'll probably have roughly $100,000 of carryover, and we could pretty much take care of every single thing that's on this list from the schools. And then future years, we'll have enough. Have you seen the projections from lottery funding, even if we don't ask the state for lottery, just our local county fund, because our debt service is being paid off on all of our buildings. Next year, the Board of Education should receive upwards of $3 million in capital. The next year, $4 million in upwards of capital. So certainly any parking lots could start being knocked out, 2 at a time, depending on contracting and weather and those types of things. Now, on the other hand, obviously it's the board's purview. If you want to keep the $500,000 in there for the paving and try to go through and find another $500,000 worth of projects, but these are all relatively small projects. I mean, the largest one after that is $125,000 for football, lights, and fencing. So they're not a lot of large projects. Now we're going to apply for every single dime on the lottery request, but there's no guarantee we get that. So certainly but the way it's divided is the ones that are on the capital list for R&R, those are the only items we can ask for lottery funds. So it's not I can't take from one list, or I can't swap the lists. So the goal would be to apply as soon as possible for the R&R funds, and send as many requests in and try to get as much funding as possible, and then start on the local once we have numbers from the county and once you approve the budget. So this is just some things to think about for once we do have the budget from the county, which I believe they're voting on tonight, assuming all goes well at the meeting. So we could start having conversations on the 15th about action items for capital, if there's things you want to cut, things you want to change. But I
And
just wa-
the paving at Northside, we wouldn't have enough to do all of it. We would do the worst first.
Correct,
right?
the 250,000 wouldn't cover every single
No.
parking lot, it would cover only the,
And the worst is bus parking?
yes, ma'am.
But didn't we? I thought we voted to, no, that was just a track, sorry.
Yeah.
Anybody else got any questions over the capital budget as we keep moving?
I do want to say to Ms. Potts, thank you so much for separating this between the R&R and the regular capital items. It makes it a lot easier to follow, so.
I have to give more college
Thank you, Mr. Dunn.
I actually did that. That
I
was me.
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
It was not.
I need all the help I can get here. Thank you, Ms. Potts. This one was me.
Well,
I
it just
did
makes it nice to read.
Give
whoever-
him
it
another
does.
cookie.
It does.
There are plenty left over, so.
And just for reference, the capital money coming from the county is what is state mandated from sales tax funding that they have to give us. So just for the public's knowledge. Anybody else got any capital question? All right,
Yep.
good.
Yes, ma'am.
I said I wasn't gonna say anything.
You're good?
I think at the board meeting before, you said that all of the capital outlay requests from the schools had been met off their wish list, is that correct?
They're all listed here.
Okay.
They're all, we didn't cut anything from that's why if you combine the two together, we're over $4 million. This is everything that anybody wanted, suggested. But, well, once we know dollars, we'll have to go back through.
Okay.
All right. 6.2 Agape Health Services MOU, Mark Doom.
So the folks from Agape reached out. What you have in front of you is the MOU that our attorney, Steve Rawson, has gone through with fine-tooth comb. There's some general changes to the MOU, their standard MOU, and then at the very end, there are a list of kind of Beaufort County-specific information, that the addendum to the MOU, things about confidentiality of student information, the Lunsford Act, any costs, insurance that would be required by them, indemnification of us for any legal issues, following applicable laws, anti-nepotism policy, restricted companies lists, essentially legal checklists that they would be required to follow. So Agape has reviewed this and they have agreed to it. They didn't have any changes. So I wanted to make sure it was a non-action item for the board to review. If you had any changes that you wanted to make or anything, any other questions you needed me to answer or anything at all.
I
Okay.
do.
You go first.
Okay, I've got several questions and suggestions. Come down section 1 on the term. It has the end of the term a blank date in 2026. That would only give us about a 6-month MOU. Shouldn't that be 2027, end of the school year? So I thought our basic idea was to do it a year at Eastern, not at Eastern, but at the new elementary. And then,
It should be 27.
yeah, okay. Another thing that looks a little ambiguous to me, the option to terminate says both parties may terminate the agreement upon providing the 120 days written notice. I think it would be clearer to say each party may, because that may be interpreted as requiring both parties to terminate. I just think that's a little ambiguous the way it's written. Then, one general thing that I think we need to look at is, of course, I'm very big on parental consent. And the only thing that's in the MOU on consent has to do with a consent at the time they sign up. I think there's some of the things they do that probably need consent for each particular.
You see it at 3.4, correct? Parental and guardian consent? Do you see that? 3.4? Under section 3?
Yeah, I see it.
It spells it out.
There's also on 5.4 review process that grants Beaufort County Schools monitor compliance with parent guardian consent requests for medical records, release of information, district policies and procedures. included but not limited to medication administration, mandated reports.
My concern is that we make sure there's a consent, not just a blanket consent, say, to immunizations. And I think that's one area that we may have some situations with some parents. I think the COVID shots got some people upset about immunizations generally. Of course, those were an emergency thing that had a lot of problems. Most of the childhood immunizations have a very good track record. But still, we have more parents now that are gun shy of those. So I don't want some parents to get in situations where they didn't know their child was going to be immunized for something, and
We're
they
not
were.
we're not giving immunizations at the school.
Well, regardless of whether they're taken somewhere else for the immunization, I know on the COVID thing there were some lawsuits over those situations, but I want to be real clear on parental consent on these things. I think that's also true with a lot of mental health aspects. I think that anything.
Doesn't 3.4 just take care of the whole parental consent? Health care services from Agape will only be permitted with signed consent as part of the enrollment documentation. So the enrollment documentation to Agape would be the only way that you could have consent to do anything from the
I-
parent.
Can I
Well-
s-
Yeah, you go.
Can I say that with what we're talking about with the consent, the parent consent, I agree, but I think the way to handle that would be each individual thing that Agape is
Yeah.
treating or part of has its own
That's right.
opt-in.
That's what it looks like to me. Agape will be only permitted by signed consent as part of their enrollment documentation to Agape.
Well, I think it should read something like each category of service, the medical, the dental, the behavioral.
Well,
You mean like a case-by-case basis?
Right.
In other words, you have a blanket consent, but if you're choosing to administer care, then there and they said that
They
And-
did.
during
and
their
we're covered.
presentation, that they would not really administer any care unless it's an emergency without contacting a
without-
parent.
right.
Even with the permission, they would be contacted before they administer care. That's not spelled out here. They spelled it out to us in the presentation,
But it needs to be
Well,
here
And I
in
think
the
North-
contract.
I
I think
agree.
North Carolina law requires, before a medical provider can provide any sort of treatment like that at a certain age, they have to have consent from a parent or
That is
guardian
correct.
anyway.
And
What I-
unless you got like unresponsive, then it's
Yeah,
whatever.
that's
Emergency.
something
Yeah.
different.
What I could do is ask Agape to give me a copy of their initial enrollment documentation and then any other documentation they have for other services, so the board could review that.
Yep.
Because that,
That would be great.
yeah, I think that would be a good plan.
And I'm not saying that they need to call a parent because Johnny skinned his knee and needs a Band-Aid. But yeah, if they're doing something that's fairly invasive as far as treatment, even if with the signature, it bears a phone call.
Yeah.
We
And
can-
they said they would give it, but I think it should be spelled out in
Yeah, I
here.
Yeah,
agree with that.
it should be spelled out, and we also should make that consent form an attachment to the MOU.
I will get those forms and bring them back to the board.
And that
Okay.
protects them
As much as it.
as much as it
And what
does
else you
us
got?
and the student
What else you got, Steve?
and the admin teams.
In 2.3, I see the word diversity. And again, that's a term that 20 years ago, we knew what it meant. We had no problem with it. But since then, it's become a political football. And I'd rather that word not be in there. If it is, I think it needs to be spelled out what they mean by it.
Well, I know what they mean by it. Do you think they mean something different by it? Would be my question.
Well, we took diversity out of our policies a few months ago, and because of the way it's being redefined, the Orwellian definition of it as part, for example, of DEI.
I hear what you're saying. To me, when I see that, I think it means that they will not discriminate at all.
well, then say we won't discriminate. I mean, that's a perfectly fine way to explain it, if that's what they mean.
I think it's sad that people pick a word and redefine it in the way that they want to redefine it in life.
Yeah, it's
That's
not a
just my
negative.
point.
But-
And you're right, it didn't used
It's
to
a
be a
group
negative
of people
word.
that do things.
Yeah, you know, and particularly when you're talking about cultural diversity, that's really not a medical situation. That needs some explanation of why it's in there, and probably a better definition of what they mean by it. I'm just uncomfortable with that word in there without any further definition. One of the issues that I think we could probably tighten up too, there's a reference in the next section to mandated reporting of suspected child abuse or neglect. And of course, state law requires that. And I just add the words "as required by state law," because we've got a lot of concerned folks in our county about the way social services is behaving. And we certainly don't want people to think that, you know, we're doing anything above and beyond what's required by state law on that. The section 3.4, the parental consent, we've discussed that. And I think that's all I had on it.
Stacy, you were next.
Well, I wanted to add about the specific and separate parental consent forms.
Okay.
But also, I think to touch on diversity issues, or whatever terms being used, could we require that all screening tools, educational materials, the counseling frameworks used by the provider shall be available for the parent and the board upon request?
Think
Just
that would
have
be a
it in the
problem.
contract?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think that'd be a problem.
Well, you know, there's another angle to that too. I have not heard anything that would indicate to me that they would do anything to have any of this LGBTQ plus stuff in there. But after Mahmood versus Taylor, the Supreme Court has said that school systems have to notify parents if any of that's in their program and give an opt-out option. So we probably need to put something in there that if they plan to do anything like that, they need to comply with Mahmood versus Taylor.
But this is healthcare services. They're not talking about a program as far as healthcare.
Well,
correct?
they've got counseling, they've got mental health stuff, there's all sorts of ways that could get in.
And that's true.
Anybody else got anything else? Go ahead, Terry.
I don't have any question about the MOU. I just want to, I mean, I was here for the presentation. I just want to ask this question. What brought this about? Did they contact us? Did
They
we
contacted us.
contact them?
No, they contacted us.
Okay. I mean, it's probably obvious right in front of my eyes. What was their interest in why them contacting us?
I believe they had wanted to do outreach in school systems. They were already working with Hyde in Washington County and were part of the service area, but
Okay. Have we discussed this with our school people that, like at Washington Elementary? I mean,
Yes.
Is this something? I mean, this
Dr.
is what
Makepeace was in the
I mean, I
initial
won't
meeting.
ask her. I know she's sitting here.
Dr.
but I don't
Makepeace was
ask
in the
them, but I
initial
mean,
meeting, and I
they're-
had to ask her to leave before she signed the document to say yes.
Okay.
Well, a lot of, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Makepeace or Mr. Doom, but it seems like they also shared with us that Agape already takes care of a lot of our students, that they go there for their medical care.
Okay.
And in that process, they saw that we have so many children, especially our 5 to 7-year-olds, that have no medical care. And the little bit they were getting at Agape. So they saw a need, and I think they're trying to fill it. Am I right?
I agree with you.
Yes.
Yeah,
It also reduces absences and keeps the children in class time.
I
I'm not
agree.
saying I'm against it.
No, I'm just,
I'm just saying that there's a lot of questions in the community about it, and once they heard that we were considering this, I've had a number of people contact me saying, make sure I check out all aspects of this. I'm not saying they're not trying to do it out of the goodness of their heart. I'm just trying to say, sometimes you might want to be very careful what you enter into. It's not always what you think it is.
Well, can I say this?
Yeah.
Sure, say whatever.
Williams, that I too have heard a lot of comments about it in the community, who seem to think that it's a very good idea because we have so many children in our schools,
Right.
as Ms. Walker just said, that don't, they even said that don't even have any type of it.
Right, yeah.
And they're basically focusing on DSS, which is doing, I guess, all that they can with what they have. So I thought it was a great idea for them to come in and offer the service.
And we're sure this is of no cost to us.
Yes, sir. That's what our MOU says.
And it's a
Other
1
than,
year.
other than providing space in the school, electricity, internet.
Because,
And it's 1 year,
because
right?
remember, I brought it up that night.
It can be. I mean, it's up to the board, whatever you say in the
the renewal,
MOU.
I was gonna question as well, cause it would
Uh-huh.
be nice to, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, I'm not, I
No,
was
I'm
just
so
saying.
sorry.
No, I didn't.
It would be nice to be able to have an annual report on if this is making any progress
I like
in
that.
attendance, or if it's making, scores increase, cause there's a good opportunity, it just might.
Yeah.
I'd go on, Stacy a little bit, I'd like to have an annual report on, how many, of course, you don't need any, but, how many students were, treated for X, Y, and Z, on the system, and, what the progress was made between the, admin team and Agape. I think that would be a good
It would be
tracker.
great.
It would be a great tracker.
And correct me if I'm wrong about this, and I don't think I am, if it's not working, those 3 people right there will be the first one to tell us that it's not working, right?
Well, I just wanna make sure, maybe not even annually, once we get this up and going, that they come back in and report to us on what funding they have. Because I saved what they said, and I have it here. And yes, we said it wasn't gonna cost us anything, but it says they will pursue available funding to minimize district expense. Well, that does not mean free. That does not mean it will not cost us. It means that to me, it means exactly what it says. They will seek funding, and it will minimize district expense.
And that was in their first presentation.
Oh, I saved it right here.
But
I got
are
that.
they-
I'm
but weren't
not,
they
I'm not
looking-
making text up here, I'm watching my notes off my phone.
Weren't they looking
And
for
I'm
a
just saying, I
money?
wanna make sure we follow along, because everything is not always as it seems, that's all
Well,
I'm saying.
It says it is 6.3, Agape will
I know,
provide.
I saw
miscellaneous.
that.
Yep.
We also have it in the addendum. The school system will not be responsible for any costs or expenses related to the performance of services described in MOU.
And I saw that, and I read that. All I'm saying is, I'm not against it, I'm just saying, if funding isn't available, somebody will pay. And don't think that somebody won't pay,
Well,
because nothing in life is free.
Nope.
The MOU says it won't be us, though.
I'm gonna hold them to
And
that.
the MOU is what counts, not
Right.
their initial
Right, I'm
presentation.
gonna hold them to that.
And all NGOs always try to grow. I mean, if you look at Agape, when Reverend David Moore started it, it was one program here in Beaufort County, in Washington. Now they're going down to Aurora, they're in
In Plymouth
Martin
or what?
County,
Yeah.
and Plymouth, they're all over. So they're doing medical service in the jail. So they've expanded a lot of different ways. And the way all this stuff works now, there are a lot of grants out there, a lot of
Yes, there
federal
is.
money, some state money. And all these organizations try to look at where they can get those grants and use it in their operation. And this is one of them.
Okay, yeah, and I'm sure it's gonna be wonderful.
And it's probably easier for them to get the money than us.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's-
that wouldn't surprise
Yes.
me at all.
You're
Jennifer?
absolutely right.
So, and I read some of it over the weekend, I'm reading it again, but I'm assuming they're asking for a grant to help pay for all this, or they're gonna try to fund it themselves. And I understand what everybody's asking, but at no time are they gonna bill the students or the family or anything like that if somebody doesn't pay. Like I just wanna make sure there's not gonna be any billable hours to anybody.
Well, it depends. If my understanding is if you chose them as your primary care provider, you
Okay.
would file insurance with them and you would pay a copay,
Okay.
just like if you're going to your regular family doctor. If you have insurance, if you're not their regular family doctor, but if you have insurance and something were to happen and they were to treat you for whatever the case may be, let's say that, whatever it was, that it's possible they would file with your insurance. They do have a copay system, but they also have a system that essentially if you can't meet that copay, then they don't charge you. But any billing, if there is any billing, would have to be discussed upfront before the treatment, and then would be between the parent and the agape. I mean, we're not collecting any money,
Well,
we're
no, I
not
didn't
receiving
think
any
we were.
money,
I
but
just-
yeah.
okay. I
But
wanted
yes,
to-
I'm not saying that there wouldn't be some money change hands between families and agape. There would be, depending on the service and what they signed up for. It's possible.
But that would be a discussion that would be had
Correct.
prior to them, unless it was an acute emergency.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
And that might be a number that we wanna add on that annual report as well.
You got all those, sir?
I do.
Anybody else got any more? All righty. 6.3, City of Washington MOU with the P.S. Jones Park behind us. All right, everybody's had a chance to look at that one. This is non-action.
Yes, I just want to make you aware, our existing MOU with the city actually ran out, and we need a new MOU. There are no changes to this document whatsoever. It still gives the Board of Education first right of refusal. The city is very good about calling Ms. Apple and making sure that we don't have the park scheduled for some event before they use it. It essentially says that if they rent it out, they'll keep the fees, but they'll also maintain the park. They essentially take care of it for us through this MOU, and should the board decide, well, we want to have something on a certain day, then your request would trump theirs, but it's basically a joint use agreement between us and the city. There are no changes from the last MOU, but in case anybody wanted to make any changes, that's why it's a non-action item.
I assume we've never had any problems before to this.
Not that I'm aware of. They're good about calling and asking if it's okay if we use it. They always schedule it through Cindy's office, and
It's always worked out.
Yep.
so.
I have to take this opportunity to say something, and I know this is old news, but I can't help myself. So in this MOU, to whereas the parties recognize that joint cooperation and action between the board and the city shall ensure that the best facilities and services are provided to the citizens of Beaufort County with the least expense of public funds. I'm assuming this MOU only applies to the P.S. Jones Park, because that was not the nature of the behavior when we purchased the property for the new Washington Elementary School.
No, it wasn't.
So
You are correct, sir.
I just wanted to take that opportunity to say that.
Did you write that
Good
down, Mark?
point.
I think I got that one.
Okay,
So,
thank you, Daniel.
do we pass it, at the next meeting, do we pass it first and then send it over to them?
They've already seen it. They've made no changes. They're ready. If you're ready,
Are
whenever we
you,
can.
are
Okay,
you
can
sure
we-
they're ready? Because that board over there these days could not be ready
Right.
today and
Yeah.
change their mind in
The
30
email that I
seconds.
received was, we're happy with everything in it.
I have to ask.
If nobody has a problem, would you like to move this to an
Action
action item so it can go to them before we're out of school?
No
That'd
need
be
to say
great.
it again.
That would,
Now you-
okay, I move that we move the
Before
MOU.
you vote, question.
Oh, sure.
So I'm understanding then that, the park, Washington, is actually holding the responsibility that they have because they take care of park as far as the maintenance, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just wanna be sure.
Yes, ma'am.
You go ahead.
Okay. I make a motion that we move this from a non-action to an action item so that it can be squared away before the end of the school year.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right.
I make a motion that we approve the MOU, seeing as there are no changes from the previous one.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we got an MOU.
Okay. We'll send it to the city.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see if they pass it. All right, budget amendment for Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Christy Potts.
Hey, y'all. Jennifer, I just want to give you a brief summary of what this is. This is a budget amendment, and I provide these several times during the year. It gives you an update of where we've come since we put our budget on the books. So the way it reads is it's sorted by funding source, and it begins with your beginning budget, any adjustments I've had to do, and what your total budget as of today, okay? So we have had a little bit of increase, which is good, and I tend to round when I say this. So Jennifer, we started with 86.1 million, and we are currently at 87.1 million. So we've had an increase of $967,214.14, and it's broken down by funding source.
I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
even asked Mark a question today that I didn't understand, so yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
And Jennifer, a lot of times, new board members, as they come in, if you want to schedule some time with Christie to go over and sit down and kind of, it's the pot starting to flow and you see some things, because if you know from previous life, there's so many purpose codes and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yes.
feel free to go sit down and.
Mark offered that, and I was like, as soon as,
Yes.
yeah, I'm planning on that if you don't
Okay,
mind.
that's
Thank you.
fine. That's
Whenever
fine.
you
We're
get a
glad to
chance.
help you.
Anybody got any questions?
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we done?
Mm-hmm, good.
All right. Keith, new sport approval, athletic director, Keith.
Good evening, very quickly. I'm here on behalf of Bath.
We're not doing workman's comp claims tonight, Keith.
You do not want that.
We had budget
Just
cuts on
saying.
that one. Had a budget cut.
I'm here to request the addition of Cross Country as a team for them. To kind of review the proposal, the funding's gonna be a stipend of $670. Facility will be on Bath campus. Equipment will be just uniforms, and the Bath boosters will cover that cost. Travel will be activity bus. Schedule will be kind of like Northeast did last year, running against in-county teams with PS2 and Choctaw Unity Middle, as well as Pitt County schools. The coach is going to be Miss Molly Hardison, and proven interest will be from the running club that started last year. About 15 kids are still interested in running.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be a good addition. to
Good.
One
Jennifer?
question. The uniforms that are gonna be provided by the boosters, does Northeast and, PS Jones do the same thing, or does it come out of their,
I believe
athletics.
Northeast did it out of their boosters. I'm not sure about PS Jones.
okay.
They've had it for a while, so it's been an established program.
Is there money available that if the other two schools have it funded through their athletics, that Bath could too, or does it have to come out of their boosters?
But it come out of their athletic budget, their own personal school athletic budget as well.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
I have a question. I'm off for this. This is fine. We have been talking lately, I don't know if you've been at meetings, our concern over the cost of travel for athletics, regardless, whether it's middle school or high school. They're going all over the state, and, which is great and fun, but I'm not sure how necessary it is when it comes down to the cost of gas and the driver and the use of the buses. And I'm only saying this on them, and I know playing in county or running in county is great, and if we limit it to Pitt County is okay, but this is less about this and more about in general. Have you started working on anything that's gonna curtail some of this 90-mile events that we're doing, especially when it comes to some of our athletes? I know we have to compete within our conferences.
Right.
I get that. And I know that in some sports, there's a lot more games than there are. In football, you're more limited.
Right.
Because they're beating the heck out of each other on the field, and you can't do that but so often in a week. But sometimes with some of the games, there's 2 and 3 times a week. Are you gonna work on that so that next year we're not seeing quite so much travel for such long distances?
We've talked about it already this semester and asked the teams to, the seasons that have 24 games, which would be your baseball, softball, volleyball, those seasons, that's who we've asked to curtail it back a little bit, we've requested them to travel as close as possible as they can, and travel as least as they can in the sense of 1 away game a week, and try to, the closer you are, the later you can get out. So trying to keep folks in the seat, as well as the bus activity on the wheels.
because you know I'm all about athletics. I think that is a very important component in a student's life if they choose to play a sport. But getting home at midnight, and I don't know how well you can actually do homework on a bus. I think doing that twice a week is just too much. And we need to be more cognizant of them being a student first and a student athlete second. And so thank you for working on that. Please hold their feet to the fire on that, because I got a lot of parent complaints this year that I don't usually get, but then when they made their case, they had a valid point that their son or daughter, you know, had been gone to 3 games that week, one of them being, you know, as far away almost as Roanoke Rapids and all that, and on a school night, that's just too far.
I think Keith has given them a good direction of one away game, keeping it close as we
Good.
can, kind of directing them to, and overseeing it and letting the schools know that, hey, price of fuel's up, kids' seat time's more important, and let's not travel all over everything to play Joe Blow just because I want to play up. Let's play a little closer. Pamlico County, Martin County, Pitt County. Let's
And I
play
know
close.
you can't control tournaments and.
Yeah, you can't
you know.
control tournaments. You can't control conference. But and we got a new rep on the North Carolina High School Athletics Association, and she knows how to slam her hand down and say, y'all are messing us up, and she's going to look after Beaufort County. So,
Yeah.
And she'll slam her hand down.
so, but
Yeah, thank you.
can I get a motion to approve this?
Yeah,
Move to approve.
motion to approve this.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
Terry?
We're at that point already.
Yep.
Hey, and before we do that, y'all sit in here, go eat before you leave, because that's a lot of food over there, and Mark is threatening to throw it away if we don't eat.
Take a plate.
That is not true. I'm taking it to Evil Central Office.
Did he say the evil? Take a plate with you. I move that we go into closed session pursuant to General Statutes 143, 318, 11, A1, A3, and A6 to prevent disclosure of confidential personnel information on General Statute 115C 319 and 115C 321.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?